the American Idol host is preparing to take over hosting duties as he was joined by Vanna White on the competition show. "The TV crossover you didn't know you needed," he captioned the Instagram post. Look out for the legendary at official Vanna White on #AmericanIdol tonight and catch a glimpse of really exciting things to come. Ryan, 49, wore a black and white Hawaiian shirt that was unbuttoned halfway down his chest and black pants. The Wheel of Fortune legend, Vanna, 67, donned a black sleeveless dress with red and yellow flowers on it. The pair stood on the Idol stage before the second half of the top 20 performed. Ryan and Vanna also posed with Judge Lionel Richie in a behind-the-scenes photo. Vanna also made a cameo on the show on Monday and stood next to Ryan as he introduced one of the contestants. Big shoes to fill. Having Vanna on Idol made Ryan realize what big shoes he has to fill when he takes over for Pat Sajak in June. The legendary host is retiring this year after 40 years hosting the game show. So much so that he opened up to people in an exclusive interview about the pressure. At the Hulu on Disney Plus celebration on April 5, Ryan talked about his new role. "Well, no one can ever do what Pat has done. He is incredible," he said. "He has made that show just something so very special for so long, and he has done such a seamless, remarkable job, so no one can be him." "So do I feel pressure?" "Sure," Ryan continued. "People love watching him. I want them to keep love watching it, and I hope to do a great job as well." Ryan went on to say that he has watched Will his whole life, unknowingly preparing for his big moment. "I think that this is a show that means so much to a lot of people. It's a part of their lives. They like to get together at the end of the day and try and solve the puzzles," he went on. Ryan ended by saying that he loves that he gets to give away money to contestants and work with Vanna, who has co-hosted with Pat since 1982. "Give him lip." Ryan will be busy later this year when he has to host Idol and Wheel at the same time. The 22nd season is currently airing pre-taped episodes, but will start with live episodes later this month. However, Ryan shared a behind-the-scenes video of his look for this past week's show on Instagram and fans heckled him for it. He donned a 70s-style ensemble and added retro facial hair including sideburns and a handlebar mustache. Ryan told his followers that he was his crime-fighting alter ego, Captain Dunwoody of Aulani Five-0, a take on the 1970s hit show Hawaii Five-0. The host wore a brown suit with a green patterned shirt underneath. New season. New look. Don't miss Captain Dunwoody on Aulani 5-0 tonight. Tune in to #AmericanIdol at August 7th. See on at App Network, that's an order. Ryan captioned the post. In the comments, fans laughed about the host's fake facial hair. "I love your new look, Ryan," one wrote. "Loving the chops LOL, added a second. "Not a good look, Ryan. Please don't keep it," said another. "Definitely not your look," wrote a follower. One fan said he looked creepy with the facial hair and Ryan clapped back at them. "So you're saying I shouldn't keep it," he said. The lights of the iconic game show Wheel of Fortune shimmered in the background, a set familiar to millions. Yet, for Ryan Seacrest, the glow felt different this time. As he prepared to step into the shoes of the legendary Pat Sajak, the weight of the moment pressed down on him. After 4 decades of Sajak's beloved presence, the role came with its own gravity, and Seacrest, known for his ease in front of the camera, found himself facing a new kind of challenge. The legacy of Pat Sajak. For decades, Sajak had been the face of Wheel of Fortune, guiding contestants with his steady charm and easy wit. His banter with co-host Vanna White was legendary, an essential element of the show's warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Over time, Pat became more than just a host, he became a comforting presence in American households, a figure people could rely on to start their evenings on a positive note. As Seacrest prepared to take the reins, he knew that this legacy would be difficult to match. "Pat has this effortless rapport with the audience," Seacrest reflected. "He makes everything look so easy, but I know there's so much more going on behind the scenes. His quick wit, his ability to read the room, those are things you can't teach." It wasn't just the mechanics of the job that added to the pressure, it was the emotional connection viewers had with Sajak. For so many, Pat was the person they grew up with, someone who had been on their TV screens for as long as they could remember. Seacrest was acutely aware of that. A new chapter. Ryan Seacrest is no stranger to high-profile gigs. He has spent years hosting American Idol, navigating the roller coaster of emotions on Live with Kelly and Ryan, and anchoring Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Despite all these experiences, there was something unique about taking over Wheel of Fortune. It's different because this show is sacred to people. I've hosted a lot of things, but Wheel of Fortune has a specific place in TV history, and fans feel deeply connected to it. I don't take that lightly, Seacrest explained. The host knew that being accepted by the show's longtime audience would take time. The last thing I want to do is come in and try to be Pat, he said. I'm not going to replicate what he did because that's impossible. I have to bring my own style to it, but with the same respect for the game and the people who love it. Vanna White's support. One of the saving graces in Seacrest's transition has been the steadfast support of Vanna White. The pair already shared a mutual admiration, having worked together briefly on different television projects, but Wheel of Fortune was a whole new arena for them. Vanna has been incredible, Seacrest beamed. She's been so supportive and has given me so much advice. I mean, who better to learn from than the person who's been right there beside Pat all these years? The chemistry between Seacrest and White was essential, much like the decades-long rapport between her and Sajak. Seacrest knew that part of the fans' affection for the show stemmed from the dynamic between the host and co-host. Vanna and Pat have this unspoken rhythm. They've been together so long they don't even need to communicate directly to be on the same page. That's something I hope to build with Vanna over time. She's been so kind and welcoming, which means the world to me. Balancing the show's history with a new vision. One of the challenges for Seacrest was the balance between preserving the show's legacy and bringing his unique energy to the table. He understood that while the game itself wouldn't change much, contestants spinning the wheel, solving puzzles, and winning prizes, his approach to hosting would evolve as he settled into the role. I'm not here to reinvent the wheel, Seacrest laughed, acknowledging the pun. But at the same time, I know I have to bring something new. I've always believed that energy is contagious, and I hope that my passion for the show and for entertaining people will come through. I want people to have fun, and I want them to feel like they're part of something special every time they watch.